Hiya, welcome to Take Five and getting ready to start the day, the week, and the rest of your life. So, we're going to begin with setting an intention for the class. First, let's settle down and find comfortable sitting position, not laying down, sitting, as we don't want to go asleep. And close the eyes. Center into your breath. And your intention should be something that you say in present time. Throughout the class, repeat it as many times as possible in your head. And think of anything you would like to work on. Begin to notice how the air feels on the skin, how the clothing feels on the skin, also the points of where you're sitting, maybe the sitting bones, maybe more like the way I'm sitting, there's more to feel than just the sitting bones, the areas of coverage. Move the shoulders towards the ears and relax them back. Even them out, back and relax. Notice all the sounds around you. Each moment has its own soundtrack. Tuning into your senses as a focusing point. What do you smell? Maybe there is a lack of any kind of a smell. Notice how the air goes through the nostrils. Through the lungs, going all the way to the belly. Expanding the belly on inhale. Your eyes are closed. If they aren't, do close them now. And what do you see when you close your eyes? What is it feeling to be you right now in this moment? Living your life at this one present moment. All you have been through led you to this moment. It's the most important moment in your life. Always is the present. What you've been through, what you've done, the mistakes you made, the lessons you learned, everything led you to this one present moment. And sometimes throughout the class, we drift away with thoughts. As the mind is like a puppy on a leash, he wants to go here, he wants to go there, and you kind of gently guide it to where you want it to go. Or are you guiding it or let it guide you? So think as constantly bringing yourself back into the present moment. Think about that puppy on a leash. You want to lead it, not to let you lead you all over the place. And the single most effective way to bring yourself back into the present moment is concentrating on the breath. Like try not breathing for a couple of minutes. The only thing you can think of is how you want to take a deep inhale or exhale if you're holding it. So throughout the class, we'll be remembering, coming back to the breath, coming back to the present. As many often times we drift away with different thoughts. It might be like what has happened in the past, or it might be some schedule, what will happen later on today or whatever. It's okay, don't judge it. Just bring yourself back into the present moment, be present. Working on yourself. It's really never ending process, and think of it as maintenance. Like you're brushing your teeth every day. It's maintenance. Now take your attention into a place of calm and tranquility. Maybe think of a beach with waves and wet sand you're walking on. What do you hear? Birds, waves, splashing or crashing. If you're in on the East Coast, Florida, waves are splashing. If you're on the West Coast, California, waves are crashing. Stronger, bigger waves. Cool, cold water touching your feet as you're walking on the wet sand. Inhale your hands above the head, interlace fingers, palms up towards the sky, and begin to move left and right. See if you can move the elbows on the two sides of the ears or even behind of the ears. And left and right. Breathe all the way to the belly. As you keep your arms up, move the palms towards you. So shifting, moving palms forward as you're making space between the shoulder blades, tuck the chin towards the chest. Moving the palms lower and lower, curving the top part of the spine. Engage the core. The top part of the spine is curved. The bottom part of the spine is stable, strong core. Inhaling, hands above the head again. So begin incorporating breath with movement. Exhale, moving palms down and expanding between the shoulder blades. Inhaling, hands above the head. Exhaling slower than the inhale, moving palms down. Okay, so inhale faster, exhale slower. When you expand the inhalation, the exhalation, keep flowing at your own pace. When you expand the exhalation, you're actually making your nervous system to calm down and respond versus react. If you ever feel anxious, just expand your exhale. Keep flowing. On the next inhale, keep the hands up, move right arm forward, left arm back, and float them down. Exhale slower. Inhale, hands up above the head. Exhale, left one forward, right one back. Keep flowing. Breath all the way to the belly. And alternating. When you're ready, make your way into child's pose, sitting on the feet and extending the arms forward. Child's pose is a resting and recuperating pose, sitting on the feet. But at the same time, you can make it kind of active by actively moving fingers away from the tailbone. Forehead down and towards the ground. Breathe on the backs of the lungs. Keep pulling the fingers away from the tailbone. Inhale yourself into tabletop. So each time you're on your arms, doesn't matter what pose you put any pressure or weight should I say, on the arms. You want to spread fingertips to protect the wrists. If you have any kind of wrist conditions, you want to be on your fists, as the majority of the weight will be on the first two knuckles next to the pointer finger and the middle finger. Spreading fingertips otherwise, and distributing the weight evenly on the palms. On exhalation, we're going to push the mouth away and round the back. Inhale, head and tailbone towards the sky. Exhale, push the mat away, round the back, creating space between the shoulder blades, more than before. Pushing. Inhale, hands, face, and tailbone towards the sky. Exhale, pushing the mat away. And keep flowing that way. Feel free to find any kind of maybe circles or editing that you begin to move the body and feel each part of your human being flowing with the breath. Inhaling, right arm up towards the sky. How far can you go from the left arm? As a matter of fact, push your left arm into the mat to create a little bit more of a distance in the chest area and in the shoulder blades. Big distance between left hand and right hand. Exhale, thread the needle with the right arm underneath the left and place your right shoulder down. Deep breath. This is slightly a twist, so maybe forcing the breath to where the belly expands. And then push the mat away with your left arm. On the next inhale, go back to that previous pose, right? Hand away from left. As much as possible, spacing out from fingertips to fingertips. Once more, thread the needle with the right arm. Right shoulder down. Send the breath to the belly. On the next inhale, find yourself into tabletop. Always making sure you spread fingertips apart, big time, and dig them into the mat. Also, try to keep the elbows shy of lock. Inhale, left arm up towards the sky, far away from the right one, big distance between the shoulder blades, big distance in the chest area. Exhale, thread the needle, left shoulder down. Breathe. Now push the mat away with the right arm. Keep sending the breath all the way to the belly. Once again, inhale, left arm up towards the sky and far away from the right one. Breathe. Exhale, thread the needle. Left shoulder down. What was your intention from the beginning of the class? Repeat it in your head. If you don't remember it, sometimes it happens, just come up with a new one. And then come back to tabletop. From tabletop, tuck your toes and find your first downward facing dog. And begin walking one heel at a time, extending the backs of the legs one at a time. And then walk the feet towards the hands. Grab opposite elbows and hang in, elongating the spine. Now, see if you can touch the ground with the hands. So maybe make a bigger distance between the 2 feet so you can reach the ground with the hands. And then begin walking the hands towards the left. Bend the right knee and keep the left one straighter. And then walk the hands towards the right. Bend the left knee and keep the right one straighter. Then walk the hands towards the middle and place the palms up, fingers pointed back, and then step on top of the fingers and maybe palms. If you have to bend the knees, bend the knees. And eventually you're gonna work into your way into straightening the legs. Breathe. Step off of the palms and walk the hands forward as you walk the feet back. Find your downward facing dog. Actively pushing the chest towards the thighs. Now both of the heels are moving into the direction of the ground. Extending real good the backs of the legs. Inhale yourself into plank. Exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale into plank, body is flat as a surfboard. Exhale, lowering elbows in towards you, mindfully with control. Inhale, face up towards the sky into upward facing dog or cobra, whatever it is that you prefer. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk the feet towards the hands. Inhale all the way up into mountain pose. Float the arms down, palms forward, shoulders back and relax. Tuck the tailbone in, strong core, and lift the chest. Shift your weight into the right foot and then begin detaching the left one from the ground. Very slowly detach. At some point, maybe place the foot either above the knee or below the knee. And grounding through the right foot, growing roots from your foot into the ground. Notice if you are slightly tilted with the hips towards the right. What you want to do is strong leg, hips straight, and then begin growing very, very strong trunk from your torso, lifting arms up towards the sky, growing the 3 branches. Begin elevating the knee towards the chest, the left knee, not the right one. Sometimes you might lose balance. If that happens, that's okay. Bringing yourself back into the pose slowly is the key. Never slam in or out. Like, yeah, I just lost balance. And I'm gonna be slowly bringing myself back, knee towards the chest. Knee towards the side maybe, and right arm will counterbalance that towards the right. And let it go. Walk it out. Maybe make some circles on the right foot. And while you're doing that, you're already balancing on the left one. Growing 3 branches from the foot, roots, and then branches up, hands up towards the sky. Notice differences between the sides. Are you more stable on the left than on the right? We're, have differences between the sides. Sometimes one side is tighter than other side in stretching poses. In balancing poses, some side is easier to balance than on the other side. That's okay. Just notice differences, don't judge them. Moving the knee towards the chest. Maybe knee to the side here too, as the left arm expands to the left to balance that out. Breathe through the belly. And when you're ready, exit and walk it out. Inhale, hands above the head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Hands above the head and exhale, lowering all the way down. Walk it into downward facing dog. Pushing the mat away with the hands actively. Heels towards the ground actively. Inhale forward into plank. Slow transitions. You're never behind. You're right on time always. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale back into plank and turn into side plank on your left side. So left arm down, right arm up towards the sky. And big distance between the hands. So don't collapse into the left arm, but instead keep pushing the mat away with the left arm. Right fingertips far away. Back to downward facing dog. Walk your dog towards the right. Extend real good that left side that we were just putting all this weight on. Left heel, keep it down. Back to regular downward facing dog with everything super straight. Tailbone towards the sky. Face towards the thighs. Ideally, stare at your navel. If you have a super big gut, then stare at your thighs. Inhale into plank and move into side plank on the other side. So right arm is down, left one up towards the sky. And don't collapse into the right arm. Instead, actively push the mat away, engaging the shoulder real good. Exhale, regular downward facing dog, and then walk towards the left this time. Extending real good the right side that we just had all this weight on. And then keep the right heel down. Because it's gonna wanna go up, but keep it down. Keep the left heel down too. And back to regular, super straight downward facing dog. Chest towards the thighs, gaze towards your navel, push the mat away with the hands. Look forward and move left foot forward towards the hands. Plant the right heel down, squaring the hips and engaging the core, leading with the face and with the fingers moving up into warrior one. Notice if you're leaning forward, you want to be looking up towards the sky, hands above your head. Like you're reaching for the sun. Straighten the front leg and then begin folding over left foot. Now, think about very strong core, right? But still put the air into the belly. So super strong. Inhaling up, arms into warrior one. Exhale into make the front leg straight and also fold over. A couple more. Inhale up, warrior one. Exhale, strong core as you're folding. You always want to keep the core strong to protect the spine. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, fold. Find your way to downward facing dog. Actively push the mat away. With the hands, look forward, place the right foot forward this time and plant the left heel down. Strong core, and don't forget, always lead with the hands, or maybe even think about fingers, leading with the fingers, and face always up. The reason I'm saying that is I see many people slam themselves into warrior one, and then the arms are the last thing that goes, and that kind of like jerks the spine. So to protect the spine, I always want to have the strong core and leading into always expanding and elongating. Straighten the front leg and fold over like we did on the other side. Take one breath here and then inhale yourself back into warrior one, always leading with the face. Exhale, folding over. Two more. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, fold over, straighten the leg. At your own pace, inhale and exhale, fold over. Find your way to downward facing dog. Inhale into plank. Elbows in, shoulders away from the ears, lowering, exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Face towards the sky. Shoulders away from the ears in case they're going up there. Exhale, downward facing dog. Begin walking the feet towards the hands. Walk arms forward, feet back, and find your downward facing dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale into plank and write the breath down, chaturanga, elbows in towards you. Inhale into up dog or cobra. Back to downward facing dog, exhale, relax. Look forward, place left foot forward towards the hands, plant the right heel down, and inhale, right arm up towards the sky. Move the left elbow on the left thigh. Actively pull in right fingertips away from the feet, from the ground. Reach in towards the sky as you're reaching for a banana from a tree. And then inhale yourself into warrior two. Hands far apart from each other. Notice here if you're leaning forward, you want to be straight with the torso, strong core, tuck the tailbone in, and notice if your arms are on the same level. Sometimes one is higher than the other one. Inhale, left arm up, right one just floats down. Reaching and reaching with left fingertips. Windmilling hands all the way down, facing dog. Elevate the left foot behind you. Very far from the hands. Exhale, left knee towards the chest and kind of like in a plank. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, left knee towards the chest. And regular downward facing dog, all feet on ground. All the noises. Remember, they bring you into the present moment as each place has its own soundtrack. Look forward, move right foot forward towards the hands, plant the left heel down and elevate the left arm. Where is the breath? Are you out of it? Is it going towards the belly? If you're out of it, get it back in. Take the time. If it's not going to the belly, still take the time and be mindful about it. It would make you more mindful about other things too. Elevate the elbow on the thigh. Breathe. And inhale, warrior two on this side. So right arm forward, left one back. Keep tracking the right knee towards the right more. Notice if you're leaning forward to backwards, you want to be super straight with the torso. And notice if your arms are on the same level or one is higher. Inhaling, right arm up, left one is just floating. Reaching and reaching with right fingertips. On the next inhale, find yourself into forward fold. And then find yourself into sitting. Feet together, maybe 1 foot away from the sitting bones. Relax the shoulders, strong straight spine. Begin folding forward. Try not to curve the spine here, moving forward with the face. Actually look forward in the distance. Even if you have a wall in front of you, just imagine there is a big distance. Like the beach. Remember that beach from the beginning of the class? Yeah, we are there. Looking in the distance, in the water. Maybe you see some sheeps. Or maybe it's a mirage. Inhaling yourself back up and move the legs forward and straight. And folding over the toes, towards the toes. Not over, but towards the toes. See if you curve in the top part of the spine. Usually in this one, it helps if you like place your hands behind you. Inhale yourself all the way up. Make a transition with the right foot behind you. The knee is bent. Left one is in front of you. Folding towards the toes of the left leg. Inhale yourself up. Move the left foot towards the right. And then find a transition into pigeon pose. So left knee forward. And then maybe fold over the left knee, maybe just stay there. Just notice the breath. If the breath is restricted, then you're too deep in a pose. And those leg muscles, they take more time. If you do want to deepen that, walk the hands towards the left. Maybe even use the left arm for leverage and push the mat away. Slowly inhale yourself back up, but still stay in pigeon. And move right foot off of the mat up in the air. Maybe grab a hold of the right foot with the right arm, the right hand. And then actively pull the right foot towards you if you are able to grab it. Cool. Let that go and move the right leg forward. Left foot towards the left. Bend the left knee. And then actively moving with the face towards the right toes. Try to keep the top part of the spine straighter. And breathe. So it's really not so much how far you can go forward or down or whatever. It is you keeping the strong core and the spine straight so you can actually concentrate on stretching the muscles of the leg. If you bend the spine, then it will release the pressure from the leg. So the whole point is really to concentrate on the leg muscles from sitting bone to heel. Inhale yourself up. And then bend, move the right knee forward. And pigeon on this side. Left leg back and straight. Okay, so pigeon is really not one of my favorite poses at all, like it's the opposite. It's because it's so difficult for me. And I definitely see differences between the sides here. So notice any differences between left and right. Don't judge them, just, there's a difference. Like observe. Train yourself to observe versus sit and judge and waste all this energy for BS. And then maybe walk the hands towards the right. So this side is so much tighter for me. It's a good thing if you notice that throughout different classes that one side is tighter than the other in a specific pose. Take more time on the tighter side. Even if the class is moving forward and doing some other thing for you, that would be better option and more balancing. So you're never behind. Maybe walk the hands towards the right and also push the mat away with the right arm. So much difference. It's crazy. Some days it's not that big of a difference for me, but some days like today, gosh, that right. And I know why, because I drove a lot. That's what happened the past few days. Inhale yourself up. Let go of the left foot and lift it, and maybe grab it with the left arm. If you're able to grab it with the left arm, then pull it towards you and keep breathing. Let go of the foot. Make your way into both feet in front of you, hugging the knees. Curve the top part of the spine and tug the chin towards the chest. Straighten the legs in front of you. Super straight legs, and make a distance, shoulder distance between the feet. Move forward with the face, and then reach towards the toes with the hands. And then, after you're super stretched from the backs of the legs, so make sure that from the tailbone to the heels, you're super, super stretched. Maybe even flex the toes. Like, have them flexed, and I have my arms on top of them to keep them flexed. And find a lot of length between the tailbone and the heels. So concentrating on stretching the legs. And then once you can breathe fully there, then move the head slowly lower and lower and lower, and maybe in between the legs. Relax the lower back and send the breath on the backs of the lungs. Breathe. Breathe. On each exhalation, relaxing more into the stretch. Inhale, gaining length. Exhaling, creating more space. Always expand and elongate. Begin walking the hands towards you to help you Get yourself together. Move the legs apart about 80%. Place the hands behind you and move forward with the face. Okay, so these inner hamstrings could be screaming. You want to send the breath to wherever is needed and use inhale to kind of gain more length. Exhale forward into the stretch. Micro pulsations. Inhaling up, exhaling towards the stretch. Inhale yourself all the way up. And then slowly help the legs go towards each other with the arms, and then move right knee forward, left one steps on top. So feet are apart, away from you. You want to keep both of the sitting bones down. Extend the fingertips away from the crown of the head. Left ear towards the left shoulder. Chin towards the chest. Right ear towards the right shoulder. Chin towards the chest. Left ear towards the left shoulder. Chin towards the chest. Right ear towards the right shoulder. Chin towards the chest. Inhale yourself up to neutral and use the arms for leverage. So strong straight spine as you're kind of leaning forward. This could get pretty intense pretty fast, so just always monitor the breath. If the breath is restricted, that's just too deep, don't force it. There's no forcing in yoga. Everything is easy and natural. No pain, no gain is kind of like a gym mentality, which is the opposite of what yoga is about. Yoga is about meeting yourself where you're at, feeling the connection with yourself and everything around you and everyone about you. But first, you need to be aware of everything, you, your surroundings, the happenings, your perceptions of the happenings. Inhale back to neutral and let's switch. So first, let's actually do a counterbalancing. First to that, stretch your legs about 80% of what you can. Inhale, hands above the head, interlace fingers, and strong straight core. Going towards the left, face forward. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, face forward, moving towards the right. Once again, inhale, strong core to protect the spine. So you don't want to be collapsing in or out of a pose, but instead strong core and mindful movements towards the right. And okay, so which knee was forward? I think it was, yes. So the left one was on the top of the right one. So now we switch. Okay, so that's the trick here that you need to remember. Yeah, that was right. Because like this one feels super weird. That means it's not stretched. So right knee down, left one on top. Yeah. No. Left down, right one on top. Arms far apart from each other. And then right arm forward, left one on top, eagle arms. Moving elbows down and hands down and face lowering. Extending really good between the shoulder blades. Inhaling all the way up with the arms. Left one forward, right one on top, and eagle arms on this side, elbows down, lowering the hands, lowering the face. Inhaling all the way up with the arms. And place them behind you for support as you're leaning forward. Come back to your intention from the beginning of the class. Inhale yourself back up and find your way into hugging the knees towards the chest as you're laying down. Moving left and right, massaging the spine. Left and right and left and right. Move the arms into a T. And keep moving the spine left and right by moving the knees and then drop them towards the left. Move your gaze towards the right. Then move your gaze towards the left. Hug the knees towards the chest. Moving left and right. Drop the knees towards the right. Right arm forward, just like a T. Left arm to the left. Look towards the left. Look towards the right. Hug the knees towards the chest. Moving left and right. Grab a hold of your toes. Maybe big toes. Whatever toes you can grab hold of, doesn't matter. And then keep moving left and right. Now, if you pull your toes towards you, kind of like make the knees go on the two sides of you, and incorporate the top part of the spine more, and see how the position of your feet could really make a difference in what part of the spine you're massaging. Moving the feet down would concentrate a little bit more on the lower back. Moving the feet up would concentrate a little bit more on middle and maybe top. It depends on how much you can move your feet above the head or above you. And then when I'm ready, legs down with knees bent. And then slowly engage the core and lift yourself up with the hips. Like how much you can lift, do it like 50%. Kind of sneaking into the pose and maybe walking the shoulders towards the heels and towards each other. You want to put more pressure on the shoulders than on the neck. Also, do not move the head left and right. Maybe reach towards your heels. Breathe. You lift up a little bit higher, or just get out of the pose if your breath is restricted, means you're holding too long. And I need to press the button to hang up. Okay. Lower yourself and hug the knees towards the chest. We'll do one more bridge. So feet down and inhale yourself up with the hips. I do need to, no. Okay, someone just called me again. So this is from my phone right now because my laptop was acting up. Anywho, this bridge is gonna be a little bit higher. Where is the breath? And lower. Hug the knees towards the chest, moving left and right. Left and right, and left and right. Make circles with the knees. Getting real good the lower back. Change the direction of the circle. And find your way in comfortable laying down position, maybe with legs far apart from the sitting bones, maybe with feet together, with the knees on the sides, palms up towards the sky, and relax. Close the eyes if they're not closed yet. Tuck the chin towards the chest, extending the entire neck. Beautiful continuation of the spine, right? Shoulders are relaxed and down, and palms are up. On the beach, with the waves and the winds and the birds and the sun. What's your story? What are you telling yourself who you are? You see, you're telling yourself who you are, and that creates your identity. Do you like it? If the answer is yes, great. If the answer is yes, but, that means like you would need to have some improvements, not to have the but part. If it's no, then oh well, there's more work. But anyway, the whole point of what I'm saying is that you have a story that you tell yourself And that is creating your identity. Right? You can change things that you don't like or love or whatever by changing the story that you're telling yourself of who you are. The kinds of things you do, the kind of feelings you have. It's all a story. Come back to your intention from the beginning of the class and repeat it 3 times in your head. I'll play a few instruments for you to seal the practice and to help you rejuvenate. Those are healing instruments and they're carefully selected. Although I play them randomly, they are carefully selected, one by one. Magic. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste. Hope you have a beautiful day, life, and everything. Catch you up next time. Bye.